Nikon has therefore consistently produced high-quality images. The colors in their processing seem authentic and natural, yet there's always a but, isn't there? And it's autofocus for Nikon. People constantly sense the void there. We thought that gap would be closed with the release of the Z63, but there was no bird-eye autofocus. It felt unfinished because of that one missing component. That's finally changing, though. We're discussing the feature that everyone has been anticipating to see on the Z63 today. Autofocus for bird eyes. This isn't something hidden in a firmware changelog, nor is it a guess. Nikon attested to it. From their official Nikon USA account, they stated it directly. And this is what we've all been waiting for. Asking why it wasn't there from the beginning is more important than merely wishing it will appear. It's not only for wildlife enthusiasts or berets. It's about Nikon at last providing it with something that alters its functionality in actual hands. Let's first discuss why Z63 initially felt uncomfortable with this situation before delving into its implications. The strange part? Cameras like the ZF, Z52, and Z52, all more affordable and positioned below the Z63, got bird-eye autofocus first. That made things awkward. These aren't flagship models, yet they were offering something the Z63, a more capable and expensive camera, didn't. It led to speculation. Was Nikon holding the feature back intentionally? Was it a hardware issue? People asked again and again across forums, comment sections, and social media. And then came the quiet confirmation, just one sentence on X from Nikon USA. No marketing spin, no big rollout. Just a straight answer. That alone spoke volumes. It wasn't about capability, it was about timing. And now, with that wall finally coming down, the Z63 can step into the position it was always meant to hold. Bird-eye autofocus sounds like a niche feature, but it's not. It's a benchmark. If a camera can lock onto the eye of a fast, erratic bird in a cluttered environment, it can handle almost anything: street shots, fast-moving pets, athletes, performers, you name it. Standard animal AF might catch a body or a wing. Bird-eye AF goes for precision, the eye, where it matters most. That's how you get tack-sharp results instead of throwaways. Nikon's been solid, but honestly, Sony has led this space with fast, sticky, ultra-reliable autofocus. Now, with bird-eye AF coming to the Z63, Nikon has a real shot at closing that gap. But does it push them ahead or just catch them up? Let's see how they stack up. Sony's been killing it in autofocus for years. You grab an A7 IV or a 9 II, and it's like the camera just knows where to look. Bird in frame? Locked. Eye visible for a split second? Nailed. Even the A6700 does it with ease. And Canon? They've caught up fast. The R6 Mark II tracks birds impressively well and shows real intelligence in how it handles motion. That's where it stung for Nikon shooters. The Z63 had the power. Dual processors, deep buffers, 6K RAW, killer build. Everything said ready. But without bird-eye AF, it always felt one step short. Now, that missing link is here. And it's coming straight from the Z9/Z8 playbook, which means it's already proven. Suddenly, that Z63 becomes a real contender. Against the A7 IV? Nikon's grip, image quality, and internal video are serious wins. Against the R6 II? It's a clash of color science versus codec options. And Fuji's X-H2S? Great for speed, but it's still APS-C. The Z63? It's punching way above its class now, and if Nikon tunes this right, we're not talking about just catching up, we're talking about re-entering the fight with confidence. It's all speculation, but not without reason. The Z63 has the power, so the delay likely wasn't about capability. Maybe Nikon was testing it on lower models first, or just making sure it was ready for prime time. Either way, the pressure built up, or Nikon responded, clearly and directly. That tells us one thing: they get how much this matters, and they know the community's paying attention. Here's the reality: this is a promised update, not one we've tested yet. By the end of the year leaves a lot of room for interpretation. It might arrive in the summer, or we might be waiting until December. And when it does land, it may not be a carbon copy of what's in the Z9. Nikon could scale it back a bit, especially under low-light conditions. Plus, lens choice still plays a big role in autofocus results. Performance can shift depending on the glass. So yes, there's still some uncertainty here, but at least now we know it's coming. If you already own a Z63, this is great news. You're getting a real upgrade without buying a new body. And if you were on the fence, this could be the tipping point. The Z63 now looks more complete. More importantly, it shows Nikon is serious about long-term support. Not just fixes, but real performance updates. That builds trust. It gives users confidence that their gear will grow with them, and that matters more than ever. So, this might not be headline-grabbing, but it quietly shifts the conversation around the Z63. It shows Nikon is listening and committed to closing the gap, not just on paper, but in real-world use. If the update delivers, the Z63 becomes a well-rounded, reliable tool that finally lives up to its potential. No more waiting, just a camera ready to perform. Thanks for watching. If this helped, please like, share, and subscribe for more updates.